Hey, hey, Taurus. Happy June. How you doing? I'm very well. Thank you for asking. Excited to see what's ahead for you this month. What is present? What is possible? Challenges to overcome and maybe even enjoy, knowing my Taurus friends. Potentials, pitfalls, characters, helpers. What do we need to know, Spirit, for Taurus Sun, Taurus Moon, Taurus Rising in the month of June? What's the situation? All right, let's dive in. Okay. I love it. What I love, I'll pick up and show you, is when I said obstacles to overcome, you know, I don't repeat the same thing in every video or anything. This is what Spirit was saying for you. And here is the Chariot sitting in the position of what is available. And the Chariot is literally about overcoming obstacles and kind of like we couldn't overcome without the obstacle, that kind of feeling. So Taurus, there's available some satisfaction and a feeling of conquering and clarity that you might feel right now is like, where is that? Like, I'm looking for that because right now I'm feeling a little bit stuck. I'm feeling a little bit, maybe some of you are unsure about how to move forward. It does feel like there's a little bit of flux happening right now. There's a little bit of change for a lot of you. And of course, this is a general reading, Taurus, so because it's not one-on-one, I'm getting several messages. And what I'm hearing is, you know, Taurus, you like things sensible and in steps, and any change that's going to arrive, like if you can't refuse it, then you at least want to know what it's bringing about in like exquisite or excruciating, depending on your attitude, detail. And this is one of those times. It feels like some of you are kind of dealing with so many options that it feels a little paralyzing. I could do this, I could do that, I could have this, I could have that, etc. A little bit of muddy waters. A little bit of, you know, maybe you're feeling a little uncharacteristically emotional. Some of you, like, not that you don't have emotions, Taurus, that's not what I mean, but I mean that you can be very down to earth and have, you know, a good head on your shoulders, and where some, you know, maybe your water sign friends might get a little swept away and swept off their feet by things. Maybe you don't think of yourself as the kind of person who that happens to, because, you know, like I said, your feet are on the ground, good head on your shoulders. You've come a long way, Taurus, which is something else that they just want me to give you kind of like kudos and appreciation. This is showing up in the past, Knight of Pentacles. There is a change. Some of you have moved into a new job. Some of you have like invested in a certain project. You've been taking something and getting it somewhere. Like there's been a change around. Ooh, hello. Sorry for the earthquake, Taurus. This is all because I said you had your feet on the ground, and now, you know, life is messing with me. I'm an air sign. I'm sorry. I don't have that. Okay. The point is, some of you have made a really wonderful transition. And maybe some of you are still in the midst of the transition or waiting for the completion of the transition. And Spirit is kind of counseling you to, like, I know, oof, what I'm right about to say is going to fly in the face of every Taurian everything. But go with the flow, Taurus. Go with the flow. The present moment is the Two of Swords, which is, you know, I don't want to make the wrong move. And if I don't know if I want to go, you know, this away or that away, well, I don't want to go this away if I was supposed to go that away. Like, so I'll just sit here and think about it some more. There's a little bit of go with the flow energy of, okay. There was an amazing philosopher that said, I don't want to butcher this quote, so I'm going to totally paraphrase here. If you get married, you will regret it. If you don't get married, you will regret it. If you have children, you'll regret it. If you don't have children, you'll regret it. If you take this job, you'll regret it. If you don't take this job, you'll regret it. You get the point. No matter what decision we make, there's a road that is closed off. The word decide comes from the Latin to cut, because we are cutting something off. Two of Swords, get it? There is clarity coming when you allow things to, this sounds strange, but it's kind of a mindset shift, Taurus, of like, I don't know what to do, versus like, well, let me uncross these swords, take off this blindfold, and be like, what are my options? What am I afraid of? Writing down even and looking at what you're afraid of coming out of this transition, or if you make this move, if you make this decision and you radically change something that's going on in your life, or you simply give in, I'm saying give in you know, big bunny ears over here, because I say give in the sense of like, kind of like surrender. Like, it feels like some of you are walking forward very faithfully. Like, this is what I feel like I have to do, even if I don't have the full roadmap. And like I said, Taurus, that's for you a challenging and like courageous thing. It takes a lot for you to, you know, you're a fixed sign. Like I said, you like knowing what's going on, and we all do, we're human. Like, but you really want a sense of like, what's today look like? What's tomorrow look like? What does 5 years from now look like if you could have it your way, you know? But there's a little bit of have a little fun. Six of Cups is, you know, young people and children and innocence. So some of you, they're saying very literally like you have children, or you have young people around you that are very wise. In particular, I want to bring up this Page of Wands. Some of you have a young person in your life or a youthful person. Usually the pages do mean somebody who's maybe like in their teen years, in their tween years even, or very much either largely chronologically different age from you, or just they have that youthful spirit. They're the kind of person who just always has a skip in their step and a very joyful, optimistic, adventurous attitude. That's the Page of Wands. So who is it in your life that is kind of like, we should do this, or you should do this, or you're great at this, or they have that kind of spirit? They're factoring in a large way into your life this month, and I feel like if they don't engage you, which would surprise me because they're the kind of person who does pick up the phone and reach out, like they're very like, it's sweet, it's a very impulsive, open-hearted, exuberant energy that this person has. They can help you, even if this is like they said for some of you, like a child. This person has a perspective, an innocence, a naivete even that can benefit you. Because this is the time. Now, okay, this is the part where I'm going to say, Taurus, your free will is everything. Anything you hear in this reading, my prayer is always that whatever messages I receive are for your highest good. But that doesn't mean that you have to do anything, or that if you make a different choice than whatever we talk about here, that's bad, that's the wrong choice, Spirit's not going to support you. You are loved and unconditionally supported by Spirit. They're just always going to relay what they feel is the most important sort of general message for Taurus energy people in this month. So, what I was going to say is, it feels to me like seizing something new, an exciting opportunity, an exciting invitation. For some of you, that Page of Wands may be literally like, hey, you should visit, or hey, like I'm coming to visit, or whatever. Or hey, we should do this together, this project, this thing, this class, this, just the spark of an idea. It feels to me like a change will do you good, and that some of you may be wading into new waters. And that's that Chariot challenge. What's sitting in the position of what is possible? You know, we said everything's in flux. This is what I'm talking about. The moon is not the sun. Newsflash. Woo, Taurus, you've heard it here first. The moon is not the sun. Okay, what I mean is the meaning, the symbology of the sun card is clarity, is like, oh, I see the path ahead. I know exactly what's happening. I see everything, including, you know, what challenges and what, you know, allies lie ahead of me. The moon is you are wading into new waters. Things are shifting. Things are changing. And Taurus, that includes you. Metamorphosis. The moon is also about tuning into your intuition. And then as the key / conclusion to your reading, you know, are the moon and the stars enough for you, Taurus? Because you can have them. If you're willing to sacrifice a little more security for a little more evolution. And I don't mean giving up a job. I don't mean like, I mean, honestly, for some of you, it could be that there is a passion project you want to move toward. But I'm not telling you to leave the island and burn the boats and like, oh, this is it. Go put in your 2 weeks notice because you got to do this passion project. I'm saying that you want to walk forward toward what is moving you. Even if you feel like you're in the dark, even if it's the moon and not the sun, where you can't see every pitfall, where you can't see every you know, the source of those blinking eyes watching you from the trees. Don't forget, Taurus, you're watching them too. You are not powerless. You just don't have all the information yet. There is more to be revealed. But you are being asked to move forward faithfully, to trust yourself, to do what you feel that you need to do. The point is that you have to go after what is calling you. For some of you, that means a reunion with somebody that you love, like that young friend or an old friend that brings you back to that feeling of feeling young. This can spark things, some inspiration. That's what they're saying. Like that can spark inspiration, that can spark epiphany, that helps you take off the blindfold, which I see you ultimately doing by the end of June. Because what sits in your future? King of Swords. Like the opposite of the Two of Swords, the blindness and the hesitation. The King of Swords is clear. The King of Swords is an authority figure. The King of Swords has all the information. That's what they're saying. So if you feel confused and unsure and slow to move forward, Taurus, trust. You know, I feel like you're going to get that chance to move forward, and if you have to do it a little slowly, if you have to watch your step, that's okay. But do go for what moves you. It's taking you in a slightly new direction. Some of you may be deviating a little bit, but ultimately you're going to feel like the King of Swords. The authority, the truth, even for some of you it may be like promotion, certification, like you now have the position that you were looking to be in one way or another. You taking the lead. And the best part of this to me is you feeling like you know what you're doing. Taurus, you know, you love to be in control, and the King of Swords is in control. And you can identify any way, gender-wise. A king is about being conqueror, manager, enforcer, leader, protector. Truth and justice is what they're saying. Some of you may work in the courts or in law enforcement or maybe even in advocacy. But regardless of your field, Taurus, there is an upgrade in your sense of understanding what's really happening here and knowing how to strategize as you move forward. Very, very powerful outcome to cards that are talking about like, oh, confusion and what do I do and which way do I go? Give yourself some grace and compassion. You're going to figure that out. You're going to feel like you've got it again and that you're back in the fucking like, well, back in the driver's seat, eh? Chariot, Taurus, you got this. Looks like an exciting month where something new is really starting to blossom and something that you've taken quite far. So give yourself some kudos, Taurus, and look forward to even more authority and power. I love it. I love it. Thank you for being here, Taurus. Please, if you've got stories, questions, comments, please share them below. I try to respond to everything. I really appreciate you. I hope that this is helpful for you. And if I don't see you on Magic Monday, then I hope I see you in next month's reading. Have a beautiful month, Taurus. Bye-bye.